win the toss and lose the match, or lose the toss and win the match. This has been the story of World Cup so far. We've seen 33 matches in the World Cup, and out of those 33 matches, 24 teams have lost the toss and they've won the match. Chances of winning the match after losing the toss are 73%. Generally, this is something that we do not see in a cricket match. Generally, if you've won the toss and you've done your homework on the pitch and your opposition and you know about your strengths and weaknesses, chances are that you're going to make a wise decision and that is going to turn out into your favor. And normally when we win the toss, we have seen that teams consider that they have done half of the work almost most of the time, and they think that if everything else goes to the plan, the chances of winning basically increase after winning the toss. But this has not been the story for the World Cup so far. So let's dig into some of the stats that I've prepared for you guys. So this is the generic data that I have listed down, as you can see, for all the fixtures, for all 33 fixtures so far. And based on this data, I have prepared my result. As you can see, England versus New Zealand. Here you can see teams who have won the toss. I've listed their names. What did they elected to do? Field first or bat first? Who won the match? Who won the toss? Etc. So here's the generic summary. What I explained earlier. 33 matches. Teams who have lost the toss have won the match 24 times. This has happened out of 33 matches. So win percentage is 73%. Apparently, losing the toss will help you. So let's talk about this first. Why is this happening? Why it apparently seems like that coaches, captains, and teams are unable to read the pitches. This is the first conclusion that draws to my mind. Because we've seen during the toss, when the experts are analyzing the pitch, at times they've said that, for example, this is a batting pitch, but apparently after a few overs, it turns out to be a bowling pitch. After an innings, it turns out to be a batting pitch. And at times, we expect there's going to be dew, but there's no dew. At times, we expect it's going to spin, but apparently there is no spin. So, as per the expert analysis that we've seen during the matches, pitches have been varying. So, apparently, during the World Cup in India, you cannot trust the pitch beforehand. So I don't know. This is something very tricky. I'm not too sure if teams are looking into this data or not. So let's look into some other stats. Let's look at this one. This is a generic data that I've listed down for all the teams. So this is New Zealand. New Zealand have won the toss 4 times and they've only won 4 times. And actually they've played 7 matches so far. So that is something not good for New Zealand at the moment. But look over here, India. They've won the toss only twice and they've won 7 matches. They won their 7 out of 7 matches. So India is the only team, even after winning the toss, they have won the match most of the times because they haven't lost any game so far. So that is something interesting. Same is the case for South Africa. They've won 6 matches and they've only won the toss twice. India have won 7 matches and they've only won the toss twice. That means this only proves that losing the toss apparently turns out into their favor. These are the only teams who have won the toss only twice. And that turned out to be, that turned favorable for them. So that is something very interesting. If we move on to this table, here are the analysis that show the teams who have won the toss and opted to field first. So out of these 33 matches, 20 times teams have opted to field first and they have lost 14 times. So apparently so far you still can't decide depending on the pitches in India that whether you should be batting first or bowling first. That's sort of like 50-50 as you can see, because even if you're batting first, we've seen that teams who have won the toss, 13 times they opted to bat first and still they have only won 3 times. So that is something strange, still inconclusive that whether you should be batting first or bowling first. It probably depends on your strengths and weaknesses, depending on your squad. For example, we've seen that South Africa won most of the time when they have batted first. They've seen comfortable when they've batted first. They've set up huge, humongous targets, 400 plus, most of the times when they've been batting first. So it probably depends on your strengths and weaknesses that whether you should bat first or bowl first. So this is inconclusive that what you should be doing after winning the toss. One thing we know, that if you've won the toss, chances of winning the match are pretty low. So this was something very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what are your thoughts on this one. And I will be keeping out an eye on some interesting stats that are going in the World Cup. But that's it from today. I will see you guys in the next one. Allah Hafiz.